Hey, this is Cheryl back with you from Farmhouse Frugally with this month's third Thursday thrift flips. You may remember this sign that I made recently out of a piece of piano, and we have several pieces of piano left, and I thought it would be really awesome to use this large black front top piece. I actually don't know exactly where it came from on the piano. It's in pretty decent shape, and I would love to see what I can do with it. Now, don't forget to check out the other creators in this challenge. We have Elizabeth with Rustic Chicks. We have Tammy at the Rusted Willow, and their co-host is Zita from Oakwell Home, as well as a number of other creators that I will put in my description box so you can enjoy each of them after you see mine. So what I had taken here was the new redesigned transfer that I picked up at that awesome retirement sale, and it had on it these white birds on branches. So I love these, and I thought I definitely wanted to put them on something black, and knew right away that I had this piece in my stash. So I did just go ahead and take the stick that comes with it and transfer that down. Now, this is the size of the sheets that come, but I believe there were 3 white or 4 white and 4 black sheets or something, so I certainly had enough that I could cut some that were either very similar or the same to continue the design on where I needed to continue it for the rest of this piano piece. This is a very simple piece to do. I just had to clean it and put the transfer on it. I did not refinish over the transfer with a wax or a poly. You can, and if you're going to put it any place that you think it might get scraped or scratched, or it's a good idea to. I have never had any problem with that. It's not going outside. It's basically probably going to hang on the wall if I can get some heavy duty hangers, and once I put them on the back, I do not have a place in my home for this, unfortunately. It is rather a large piece, so it probably will go to the consignment shop down the street. So I propped it on my bench for now in my dining room, just so that you could see how it came out. Very simple and very lovely. Everybody loves birds on branches, so this is an easy one. If you can get a hold of this redesign by Prima transfer, I think that you would really enjoy this on a many number of projects. I am going to save the rest of it for a future project. And on my second thrift flip, I have this wooden birdhouse that I had purchased. I purchased a couple of them. These are actually going to go outside on a post I have in my garden. So I'm starting with a linen white chalked paint, but obviously we'll have to finish this off with probably a pretty sturdy shellac polyurethane or something, since it will be outside in the elements. So to begin, I had mixed up some of the dark antiquing wax with a little of the clear antiquing wax to give me like a stain. The nice thing about adding the clear wax is it helps it to glide, it helps it to pick up the wood tones without being terribly dark. So I like the antiquing wax on some projects straight out of the bottle, but other times I notice that it's really good to have this mixed together. It's very nice and smooth. Now, once I really just wanted to get the stain on the 2 roofs and the base and the little bird perch on the birdhouse, and then on the actual house itself to paint that with that linen white chalked paint. So I am just going to finish up here with a rag and wipe off the excess stain, and then carry that on to the places that I need it. Now for this birdhouse, I had wanted to just add a little bit of something on this. The birds actually tend to nest in the birdhouses that I put on this post. So a wren generally is the bird that I get, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't add like any, Spanish moss or, anything in the hole that might block them from coming. So I went through the things that I had, and I had purchased recently a sweet little transfer online that I had seen another creator using. I think it might have been Sammy. She used a piece of the bird on the branch with something that she had seen someone else on Pinterest use. But anyway, that gave me the idea that I wanted that particular transfer because, again, everybody loves the bird transfers, and it's springtime coming up here soon, so I did want that. Plus, it was less expensive than buying the IOD transfers. It's good for those small projects that you have when you don't want to spend a whole lot of money. So then I just took the white paint and I went ahead and after I get everything stained and wiped off with a rag, just painted all the rest of the white, of the wood rather, in that white. And then it only took one coat for the most part to get that whole thing covered. And then once that is done, I pull out that transfer. Now the transfer is actually also from that same company redesign, and it's called Garden Marvels. The Etsy dealer I got it from is called For Creative Seasons, and she has the most adorable things coming up with the chicks and the bunnies and the birds and all kinds of things. So if you're looking for small ones for $8, $10, $12, she's even got some small like one-pagers for $3. They're adorable. You could check that out. So that's the sheet that I got, and it has 3 separate pages. And it is, I believe, those birds and branches right there that I had seen Sammy use. And I thought those were lovely. But I also liked the rest of this, so I wanted to see what I could come up with. Now, this is such a small little birdhouse that I really wasn't going to do much with it. So I just cut out a very simple design, like a wreath that was on this page to put around the opening to the birdhouse. And then once I transferred that on and burnished that is all I did. I am going to make sure that I give it a really good thick coat, couple coats of the poly, so that it can withstand the elements. But if I were going to use this as an inside decor piece, I would absolutely go ahead and probably put a bird perched on that stem, as well as maybe some Spanish moss coming out of it. But here it is just now sitting on my mantle with a few other spring things that I have placed on my mantle. I am sure, like me, you cannot wait for spring. And then I had this third thing, which I got at the dump, this little kiwi clothing brush, I believe it is, back in the day. You could probably brush any number of things with it, but it was in fairly decent shape, a little dirty. I cleaned it well. And then I took a sandpaper to it just to rough it up. And all I did with this was simply take that same wax, the antiquing and clear wax mixture, on a rag and then rub over it a couple of times. And then just added an old postcard picture that I have in the top of the brush and sat it on a table or with a couple of other items, and that is it. So those were so simple. Don't forget to check out the playlist, and if you're ever interested in joining us, here's the information. You can DM one of those hosts, and I would love it if you would like and subscribe, and hopefully after I get rid of my pinched nerve in my neck, I will do a little bit more creative ones coming up. So thanks for stopping by. I will see you soon. Take care.